right? So you can hold it for a year. You could refinance with a conventional lender, right? And then you can do it again. You can do it every year for the rest of your life if you want to.
Re-up with the gold, I'm copying invest. Locked in with the real, ain't fuck with no base. Money come easy, thumbing through checks, got 100 on me.
Hey guys, welcome to Sharkk Funding, man. I'm gonna go ahead and teach you step by step how to get into the real estate game. No money down, or if you're having challenges with your tax returns, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to get into the real estate game without using any tax returns at all. We'll just go ahead and put in your cash down if you have, great revenue, but you're showing, a little less money on your income tax return, so you're not qualifying for those mortgages you want, on those fix and flips, those burrs, whatever space you're trying to get into, right? So boom, number one is if you have no money at all and you're trying to get into this game, you want to go ahead and go to naca.com, right? You're going to go ahead and join them. They're a federal program, and you don't need any money to get in. You sign up, you get a lender, you go ahead and you join a workshop, you take a class, they're gonna assign you a manager. When they assign you a manager, they're gonna go ahead and get the medium income, take your medium income from your area and qualify you for a house, and you're not gonna have to put down any money at all, right? So they're gonna go ahead and do that, and you're not gonna have to put any money, $0 down. The catch is that you're going to have to not sell the property for 5 years, right? But there's always a catch to something that's free, because you didn't have to put any money down. This is $0 out of pocket, no closing costs, no down payment, no anything, right? So you can go ahead and get up 1 to 4 units. I'd recommend you go ahead and house hack and get a 4 unit with them, right? So when you do that, you can go ahead and leverage yourself, live in one of those units, and take in the cash flow from the other 3 units, right? That's just a program. If you have absolutely no money to get into this game, you have $0 to invest, and you're just trying to jump into the real estate game, you're trying to go ahead and grab it, right? Another hack is, it's called the FHA 203K, right? There's 2 types of FHA 203Ks. There's the streamline, which is if you have your renovations in your project is only about $35,000. You can't go over $35,000. This is the FHA 203K streamline, right? So what the streamline is, you're just trying to curb appeal new windows, maybe fix the roof, maybe the driveway, nothing too crazy structural, renovations, right? So maybe this may be a house you already own. They'll go ahead and fund you for this, and you only need a 500 credit score, right? So I know a lot of people are having challenging credit because of the times that's going on with COVID. Everyone's, utilization is high, maybe fell back on a bill. That's okay, because all you need is a 500 FICO to go ahead and get this done on the FHA 203K streamline, right? You guys got to pay attention to this. There's 2 types. There's the streamline, and then there's the FHA 203K. This is the regular, basically where all your renovation will be into one loan. It's a one-time close. It's not like a commercial or a conventional, build out to where your loan is around 18 months. And with your loan being around 18 months, you're going ahead and paying interest only on that 18 months. And then you got to refi when it's done, it's appraised, and they put you on a 30-year fix. With this FHA 203K, the full rehab, you can go ahead and take the whole project, one close, single close, and get the renovation in one loan. And you only got to put down 3.5%, right? So you're only putting 3.5% to get 4 units. I always recommend all my mentees, all my clients to go ahead and house hack and get the 4 units, because that's just, why would you do something, and get the 4? Why would you get 1 when you can get 4, right? So it's just always better, because if we're trying to generate, revenue, generational wealth, pass down things, and just go ahead and just build cash flow and build a second stream of income, without starting a business, you got your business at your own personal, house, or, your quadruplex. That's what they call it, 4 units, a quad, a double's a duplex, a triplex for 3, and a quadruplex for 4. So I always recommend you guys go ahead and get that quadruplex using that 203K loan. That is perfect. So what you want to do, okay, you're like, okay, what are the first steps I do? How do I get into that, right? You want to go to HUD.gov and go ahead and have them find you a lender. If you're in, I don't know what state you guys are in. So whatever state you're in, you can either go to your local credit union and say, hey, you guys do FHA 203K loans. And I mean, some do, some don't. But if you don't, and you just want to go ahead and see which ones do it, you can go to HUD.gov, and get a HUD agent to go ahead and help you through that process. Because it does, it'll take about 2 to 3 months to close because it is a lengthier process. You do have to have a licensed contractor and to get this done. But at the end of the day, anything that makes money is time. So this is not a rich overnight process. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So we're in this game for the long haul. We're looking for, income month on month. We're looking for cash on cash return, guys. That's what we're looking for in this game. This real estate game is not a quick thing like somehow these people out here make it look, turn around 30 days. Yeah, that's because they're buying turnkey houses and that only need a little bit cosmetics, and they're going ahead and putting about 25 grand into them, and then they're only about, they're just, adding value. And then the market, what it was being oversaturated, where it was a seller's market, people were paying about $30,000 to $50,000 over asking price. So that's why, all the new real estate investors that got into the game were like, oh my gosh, this is just so good. And then when interest rates took a turn, everyone kind of like, switched, because right now it's a buyer's market. So it's the best time to get in, even though I know interest rates are high. I give it about end of 2025, and interest rates will drop down, and that's when you go ahead and refi. So with this for this FHA 203K, you only need to hold it for a year, right? So you can hold it for a year. You could refinance with a conventional lender, right? And then you can do it again. You can do it every year for the rest of your life if you want to. So that's what the beauty of this thing is, because you can't have 2 FHA loans at the same time, but you can only do it once every year, because you have to hold the property for a year, then you can do it. So what you would do is you hold the property, refinance it with a regular bank, not an FHA, backed loan, conventional, boom. Now you either sell it, because there's definitely going to be equity in that. I'd recommend, either refinance into a different bank, in which you're really not even going to have to put down any money, because one, that property is going to appreciate because you did the construction with the purchase price. So you already caught equity in the deal right there. So what you catch an equity in the deal when you want to refinance, you're like, man, I'm going to refinance. You're going to be able to get some cash in your hand to go ahead and invest in the next project. And you're going to be able to do it conventionally, because you'll have that 20% down payment or 10% down payment to do it, conventionally. So you can get it out of that FHA, so you can go ahead and run that play like a layup every year. And this is just with little to no money. This is 3.5%, guys. So another way for, people that, okay, they're like, I got a little bit of cash. I got about, anywhere from 20 to 50,000. I got some money. And another thing is, if you join my mentorship, I can show you how to get at least $1 million in business credit. So you'll go ahead and use some of that business credit to go ahead and fund some of your real estate deals. So let's jump into this. Another thing is called DSCR loans. That's debt service coverage ratio loans, right? These are typically commercial lenders, like a lot of commercial lenders. I use Finance of America, Lehman One Capital for these deals. So you can go ahead and put down 20%. That's if you want to just buy the whole deal out. This is no tax returns, no documents. This is straight. You have the cash. They're going to give you a rate. It may be higher than the conventional, but hey, you didn't have to get any tax returns. You can close in about 14 days. You want to grab this property. Another thing for these DSCR loans, man, they're perfect if you want to grab your first investment property and you have The minimum value of the property usually has to be 100,000, so it's about 20 grand. So you're getting your first investment property for 20 grand, right? So say you want to, do some renovation yourself. There's also programs that I offer, and my mentees. You guys got to join. I'm telling you, it's beneficial. It's life changing. So when you join, I'll show you how to get into these commercial institutions using your LLC. And while using your LLC, you're going to go ahead and get them to fund the deal. So what I mean by that is they're going to cover 100% of construction. So your construction budget's 200,000, they're going to cover that. And your purchase price on the property, 80 grand. Now you only have to put down 10 to 15% of the purchase price, and they're going to fund that for 18 months, interest only, right? So while your guys are doing the rehab, you're paying interest only on the total of the loan. And then when you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and refi it into a 30-year fix with the same company. I'm running these plays, I'm running these layups. These are my mentors, my mentees. They're actually in my program. They're doing this. I'm teaching them how to do this step by step. All you need is just a little bit of cash, or not cash, you need credit. And I can show you how to get that credit and make it make sense so you can keep your head above water and you're not, just drowning out here. You actually are in the game and you're actually a major player and you're a threat, and you can go ahead and build, your portfolio and, come together and show your family like, hey mom, hey dad, hey auntie, hey sister, hey brother, this was going on, and actually sit at the table and show them numbers and show them that they can get about 15 to 30% return if they invest in your LLC, or you can show them how to do it, or y'all can go in on a project and, just make it make sense, have everyone make money and everyone just be successful, man. So this is a great game to get in, because it's better than putting your money in the bank. It's better. I mean, industries, yes, I do invest in logistics industry. That's another industry. Medical industry is good, but this is an industry that is better than the stock market. You park your money into this investment vehicle, which is real estate, and it grows over time without you even doing anything. And yes, sometimes the cash flow checks are only anywhere from $500 to $1,500 after paying overhead, mortgage insurance, you got to pay the loan back, but you're getting cash flow. And on top of that, it's growing. It's growing. If you haven't looked, real estate is up on the year anywhere from 6 to 15%. And that's just on a regular steady market. It's jumped 25 to 50% in some areas like Atlanta and Idaho, Boise, Idaho, and just some of those, Raleigh, North Carolina. Man, those markets are, dang near doubled. Y'all can do y'all research, check my numbers, fact check me if you guys, if you know any other areas, go ahead and drop the input in the comments below. And man, it's just a wonderful market. I can show you how to get into this market, join my real estate mentorship. I can show you either how to get into it, no money, little money. I could just show you the markets I'm invested in, mainly Michigan, because I have a general contractor license out there, and it's a great market to get invested in with little or no money. But you want to know your market. So first things first, you want to look around your area, study your market, find some off-market properties, pull the list. Like what I mean, your tax lien list. Go to your tax assessor's office, go get the list that have tax liens on it. Go ahead, get Deal Machine, Drive for Dollars, search properties, see if these people are interested in selling their house. Zillow, there's a bunch of resources out there. Realtors, call the realtors, tell them you're a cash buyer, you can close in 4 days. You need lists, you will close in 4 days. You put the contract you put it under contract, and then once you put it under contract, go ahead and give them, $1,000 earnest money and go get that loan, man. Don't think about how you don't have the money, you don't have the resources. Get the negative vibes out of your mind, because you got to be positive. It's people always are talking about, I don't have the money to do that, I can't do this. Like, yes, you can. You can get into this game and you can generate lots of cash flow, lots of equity, lots of money. You can have assets that if you needed a big chunk of money, you can sell. Another thing to get into this real estate game without no money at all is wholesaling. You know, that's another thing is you wholesale a deal. Basically, wholesaling is where you don't have to have a real estate license or nothing. You know, you get a contract and you're like the middleman. You broker, like say someone's selling this house for 300,000. You put it under contract, like, hey, I'm gonna buy that for 300,000 from you. Now you put a assignment fee of $25,000. So now the property, you're selling it for $325,000. So you go ahead and sell it to an investor and you show him comps and you package it together and say, hey man, this property is gonna ARV for 425. All you gotta do is put 30 grand into it. He's like, that actually sounds good. I actually wanna hold this and then my wealth investment vehicle. And he's like, cool, he adds that to his portfolio. He gets his equity. You get 25K. Seller's happy. You're happy, right? Another way is we call subject to. Subject to is a great way, and it's how people are buying real estate because the rates are so high. So basically, you take over someone's mortgage. So someone may be going through something. They need to sell their house. You don't have the cash to buy it. Yeah, like I said, you have no money at all. So basically, you're going to use them as the bank. You're going to take over their mortgage payments, right? You're going to subject to you, the buyer. They're the seller, but the mortgage stays in place. And why? You're thinking probably, why would someone do that if they still have the debt on them? So when they're going to get a mortgage, they just have to show that this property is being paid for by another company, you or a person, and that their payments are covered and they're not liable for the debt. And there's some underwriters that, there's certain paperwork which I can, like I said, my mentees, if you join my program, I can walk you through some of that and show you so the seller is comfortable subject to their property, knowing that you're going to make the payments every month so there's no defaulting on that mortgage. And eventually you want to refinance that into your portfolio because there's probably equity in the deal after you paid on it and put a tenant in there, and you refinance it into your portfolio, into your business or your personal, however you feel comfortable with that, man. So it's just a ton of ways to get into real estate with no money, man. 44 Sharkk Funding, man. Y'all tap in with me, man. Link in the bio.